Your Birmingham Legion FC is led by head coach Tommy
Nice weather.
Soul.
There's nothing else going on in town. When's next week's game?
Saturday.
Saturday? Okay. I was afraid it was Sunday, and then it's like, oh, that's a Halloween game.
Yeah, no. Saturday.
What a perfect night to have the window open.
Mm-hmm.
Got a thunderstick war going on down there.
Love to see it. Oh. Alright, let's get these bad boys up here.
The reason the field looks like it does, I realized that they didn't overseed it with rye grass.
Ladies and gentlemen, playing U.S. national anthem.
Good thing he explains whose national anthem.
As they take on Sporting Kansas City 2. Our Soccer Sunday starts right now. Just 2 games left in the USL regular season, and Birmingham Legion are happy to be back home in the Magic City for their penultimate game of the year as they take on Sporting Kansas City 2. Our Soccer Sunday starts right now. Welcome to downtown Birmingham, Alabama, as we are just about set for USL Championship Soccer, featuring Birmingham Legion FC taking on Sporting Kansas City 2. Welcome into our broadcast booth, everybody. Alongside the coach, Mike Getman, I'm Blake Gardner. Lyndon Blake is downstairs, and we'll hear from her in just a bit. But Mike, fourth and final time these two teams match up. Birmingham trying to make it a clean sweep of SKC2.
Yeah, so far it's 3 wins in a row for Birmingham Legion. But SKC2 isn't unhappy with the season. They've played a lot of young guys. They've found a couple of guys who look like they're going to be big-time pros. Legion, on the other hand, they're getting to host a home playoff match. They've achieved that goal already. Both teams relatively happy with their season so far.
Yeah, both trying to finish the year strong as well. As we look at our USL Championship Central Division standings coming into the evening, SKC2 have struggled with that youth to pick up points, but Birmingham Legion FC trying to retake first place from Lou City.
Yeah, Birmingham Legion and Louisville City have traded first place back and forth all season long. It looks like it's going to come down to the last day. Sporting KC at the bottom of the table, but again, not unhappy with that result.
Well, let's look at our matchup a little bit more this evening, and let's start with our impact players. First for SKC2 and their dynamic winger, Enoch Mushagalusa.
Yeah, this guy's a lot of fun to watch. He's big, he's athletic, he's a goal scorer. He's also got 4 assists, so he can set up other players as well.
8 goals for Mushagalusa, one of the most exciting young players in the USL Championship, still just 21 years old. He's certainly the danger man for SKC2. Meanwhile, for Legion FC, Johnny Dean continues to play like one of the best fullbacks in the league.
Yeah, Johnny Dean's a key player in the attack and in the defense. He loves to get up and down the sideline, creates goals, and makes big defensive plays as well.
You can see the defensive highlights on display there, but offensively, almost 50 chances created for this Legion FC attack for Dean so far in 2021. Will Birmingham have a chance to retake first place in the Central Division tonight? Can they scoop up 3 more points against SKC2, or do the visitors play spoilers today? It's Birmingham Legion against SKC2. Starting lineups and kickoff next. The season has reached the stretch run.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
back to our coverage of USL Championship Soccer, Sporting Kansas City 2, Birmingham Legion FC. Almost ready for kickoff, but first let's get a look at each side's starting 11s. And Mike, let's start with the visitors from Kansas City, Kansas. Paulo Nagamura making a few changes to his squad from the lineup that saw Atlanta United too.
Well, this team tends to make some changes from game to game, but you've got Mushigalus up front along with Bunbury. I'm really excited to see the 16-year-old play. And of course, in the goal, Pulskamp, he's only 20, but he's very athletic.
No doubt about it. Zion Long, the other attacker up top, his fourth start. The 18-year-old back in the starting 11 for Nagamura and Sporting Kansas City 2. For Birmingham Legion FC, just a couple of tweaks as well for head coach Tom Stone, but the main guys are there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's tweaks or just getting everybody back on the field. Everybody's at full health. Everybody's back from international duty. This is a very talented team. Brought it down. It looked like the outside of his left foot around the defender, then pivoted and hit on the half volley. Really difficult opportunity created for himself.
First scoring opportunity belongs to Birmingham Legion FC, and that was an excellent look there for Brett, almost out of nothing. That's what Nico Brent does. One of the premier goal scorers in the USL Championship, 17 of them so far this year. Good for 5th in the league. Coming into the Knights. He did not travel to OKC in Legion's last matchup last Sunday, but he's back in the starting 11 tonight. And he might get a pass here from Zach Aravo, who pushes forward. James providing the width. Might need a little bit of help. Flemings, lovely one-touch pass to free Aravo. Aravo for Lapa. Lapa off the post. The rebound. Aravo puts it in, but the flag is up. He was offside.
How Bruno Lapa missed the first one, somehow managed to find the post. Wide open at the middle of the penalty spot, it looked like. But 2 or 3 very good chances for Legion off the pass from Erivo.
Couldn't have caught the post more squarely. Erivo put it home, and now a goal is given. The flag was up originally, but the referee, Greg Dupka, has changed his mind after some consultation. Erivo puts Legion in front just 4 minutes in.
So the law of the game is pretty simple. When Bruno Lapa took the shot, was Zach Erivo in an offside position? The fact that the ball hit the post is irrelevant. It did not hit another player. So if Zach Erivo was onside when Bruno Lapa gets his first shot on goal, which he clearly is right there, and it looked like the ball maybe came back off of a Sporting Kansas City player. I think that touch right there, it's played by a Sporting Kansas City defender, therefore you can't be offsides. That's what the call is.
So Lapa squares up the post, Erivo there for the rebound. And in very short order, Birmingham Legion FC are in front.
Well, Sporting Kansas City is going to be unhappy because they thought the goal was taken away, then it's given back. But the fact is the referees got it right. A little bit of consultation, they sorted it out, and they made the correct call.
So the call goes Birmingham's way. They're operating on the front foot, looking for more. Can Lapa get on the end of that? Not quite. Goal kick coming for Sporting Kansas City, too. First goal of the year for Zach Erivo, the Haitian international, in the starting 11 for the 13th time this year. Paulo Nagamura still having conversations with the 4th official down below, but not going anywhere.
He's unhappy, and any coach is going to make some arguments, but when he gets home and watches the tape, he's going to realize that the official got that one right. I thought the shot came off the post to Zach Erivo, but clearly the ball was played by one of the Sporting KC players, and that's why it wasn't offsides.
So Sporting KC2 have dug themselves an early hole. See if they can dig themselves out of it. Still just 6 minutes in. It's been a very busy opening few minutes. Alex Crognale is going to beat Zion Long to the pass over the top. Can Matt Van Oekel keep it in play? Not quite. Birmingham concede a corner.
Matt Van Oekel just about put himself into the signboards over there. Hopefully he's okay.
35-year-old trying to move to keep that from going over the end line. Couldn't in the end. It's Petr Kuic making his way over to the far flag for this first corner of the evening for either side. Croatian likely has good fond memories from his last trip to Birmingham. Scored an absolute screamer. Gave SKC a very brief early lead last time these two teams met here in Birmingham. Kuic with a low service flicked away. And it'll be rinse and repeat from that same flag, as Kasim was the man who got the last piece.
Usually when the service is that low, we're talking about a mishit ball, but that was clearly a designed play, well read by Legion to make sure that it didn't squibble through the 6.
Kuic a second service, same low service, once again flicked away by Kasim at the near post. And now Prosper Kasim is off and charging. Just able to keep it in play. Lapa's not going to get there. All the way back it goes to the goalkeeper, John Pulskamp. Erivo, Brett.
3-on-3.
Brett couldn't quite find Junior Flemings. Salias Jankic who got there first instead. Erivo, whistle. A handball is going to be called against Kuic. Free kick for Legion FC. Right on top of the midway stripe.
Legion have played a little bit of mix and match in the center of midfield over the course of the season. So many different players. A lot of the defensive midfield duties have been held down by Tomas Van Keziel. Today it's Zach Ervo partnered with Anderson Isiadou, maybe the two most athletic center midfielders on the roster.
James tried to play through Flemings. Those two not quite on the same page. That'll be a goal kick coming here for Sporting Kansas City 2. Still just 9 minutes in from Birmingham. Glad to have you with us, whether you're watching on My 68 here in Alabama or ESPN Plus across the country. Blake Gardner, Mike Getman. Lyndon Blake is the third member of our crew down below. Let's get our first check-in with Lyndon today. Lyndon?
Hey guys, what an awesome crowd here on this Sunday afternoon. Counting down the days though till November 7th, and the Legion have their first home playoff game in history. I caught up with the Magic City Brigade before the game. They tell me it's simply an amazing feeling to have playoff soccer here in Birmingham. They want to give a big shout out to the front office, Coach Sohn, all the players for building to this moment over the past 3 seasons, and that's what the message was at the very beginning of this season. What was the #1 goal? To get a home playoff match, and here we are just a couple weeks away from an historic match here in the Magic City. Guys.
Thanks, Lyndon. Of course, Birmingham are going to play the first round at home. They have a chance to play the second round at home as well, depending on how this Central Division race shakes out over the next 6 days. How about that flick from Long? Bunbury off and moving. James trying to get back in front of him. Flicked it away, but only just for a moment. Still work to be done for Birmingham defensively. Here's Mushagalusa. Cuts it inside against Dean. Mushagalusa took a deflection on the way through. And in the end, easy enough for Matt Van Oekel.
When you take shots, funny things can happen. Deflections, rebounds, you never quite know. That ball was bouncing off of people. Anything could have happened.
That's the speed and dynamic play that some of these SKC wingers can bring to the table. Bunbury, Long, Mushagalusa, all three showing dangerous moments there on that attack.
Yeah, all three of the guys up top for Sporting KC2 are very athletic, very skillful, fairly young, but certainly exciting to watch.
Yeah, an average age of 18 and a half between those three. That doesn't even include the 17-year-old Ozzy Cisneros, who is also involved in the attack. 6 teenagers in the starting 11 for Sporting KC2 today.
And the goalkeeper's just 20, so 7 starters aged 20 or younger.
Compare that to Legion FC. The youngest man in the starting 11 is Johnny Dean, the right fullback at 23, the former Central Florida Knights. Is not going to get to this pass from Van Oekel. It's a little too heavy for him. Crowd continuing to file in here in Birmingham. An ultimate match for both of these two teams. An ultimate home regular season match for Legion FC. They play Louisville City this Saturday. A game that one way or another will decide who wins the Central Division here in 2021. Lou City came into the day, as we mentioned off the top, in first place. Birmingham with a 3-point performance can take first place back. As that pass over the top from Yankic does not reach its intended target. Isiadou looking for a way through the traffic, doesn't find one. SKC2 win it back. Good pressure supplied by Christian Duke.
Anderson Isiadou was a little bit lucky that that ball happened to bounce off of him and go out of bounds. It could have gone anywhere. He was definitely caught in possession, in trouble.
Kuwich across the park. Dean tried to get there first and did. Excellent defensive work from Dean to cut out that pass. And Isiadou trying to restart the attack the other way again. A key intervention from Duke. Perhaps a yellow card coming for Anderson Isiadou.
It's early in the match, so he's just going to get talked to, but that was A 50-50 ball that Anderson Asidu simply got beat to. Fantastic pace. Beating Anderson Asidu. Asidu hits him pretty hard and very late. He is lucky to just get a talking to.
Duke a little worse for wear after the challenge. Talk about all the youngsters in the starting 11 for SKC2. That does not include Christian Duke. The man from Kansas, former University of San Diego man, is 30 years old and has now made over 200 career appearances in the USL Championship. Over 100 of those with Sewell Park Rangers and now sporting Kansas City too.
I don't know what his nickname truly is on this team. It's probably Grandpa, but he showed his pace there. He's got the wheels, but it looks like he may have a flat tire right now.
We'll see if he can continue. Down quickly after getting back to his feet. SKC2 are going to get the subs going just a quarter hour in if Duke can't continue. Good sportsmanship there from Asidu, but this would be a tough break for Christian Duke if he can't continue.
Both players were fully committed on the tackle. Certainly nothing malicious in it from anybody. Duke just outran him to the ball, then got whacked for his trouble, but clearly feeling something. Needed to have a seat and let the trainers come take a look.
As he's being attended to, fans, Birmingham Legion FC entrust the care of their athletes to UAB's sports medicine team. And you should as well. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help get you back to your active lifestyle.
Trainer did a little test just to make sure that there was no significant damage to the leg, then gave the thumbs up that Duke should be able to continue this match.
So Duke and head coach Paulo Nagamura discussing whether Duke's going to stay in this game. It looks like the answer to that question is yes. Good sign for the visitors. Won't have to dig into their subs this early in the match. And play begins once more here in the 17th minute from Birmingham. Early goal from Zach Arivo. Initially the flag was up. Referees discussed and gave the goal to Birmingham. They're on top early, trying to make it two here. Dean to the byline, whistles it across the face of goal. Flemings. James first time, that is blocked. Lapa's volley is blocked away as well.
Legion continuing to create chances. Great play by Johnny Dean, steaming down the right side of the field, just outran everybody.
Flemings, lovely first touch trying to get around Caden Pierre. Lapa in a half space has attracted plenty of attention. He has won Birmingham a throw. A man down once again for SKC2, and I believe it's Christian Duke once more. It is Duke, and this time Duke comes hobbling off, and I believe he's going to leave the captain's armband on the field as he makes way for an early sub.
That's a real shame. He obviously felt something as he tried to sprint and change directions.
So Duke's day comes to a close here in the 18th minute. SKC in the end are forced into an early change. Shahan Rod, the 20-year-old from North Carolina, who's the first man off the bench today for SKC2. Another throw in for Legion FC, coming almost in the exact same spot. And a shot, and it's in! Lapa makes it two. How about this start from Birmingham at home? Some high fives for the crowd in order. And Birmingham dancing their way through this opening 18+ minutes.
Hard to hit a ball much better than that. Found this sweet spot. Keeper got a finger on it, but no way he could keep it out with the power that was on that strike.
So Zach Arivo has scored early. Now Bruno Lapa has scored early. 4th goal of the year for Lapa. Birmingham firmly in control.
A bad sign for Sporting Kansas City is that none of the 3 strikers for Legion have scored yet. Both goals coming from midfielders.
Quick restart and a quick goal for Bruno Lapa. Flemings has been dangerous. Nico Brett at times as well, but Arivo and Lapa, the 2 goal scorers for Legion FC. And one of the hottest teams over the last couple of months here in the USL Championship. Right now showing no signs of slowing down. Flemings holding off Pierre, back to the feet of Asiru.
Sporting KC2 are all about giving young players experience, giving them opportunities to learn and grow. They're certainly being taken to school so far in the first 20 minutes here.
Flag was up against Nico Brett. Free kick for Sporting Kansas City 2. Now the visitors struggling to find their footing in this contest. 4th and final time these 2 teams meet. Birmingham won the previous 3, including a 4-2 win last time these 2 teams met in Birmingham back in August. And Legion FC took a pair of 1-0 decisions in September and then earlier this month. Siadu caught in possession. Pressure applied by Kuic.
Composure from Alex Cronali afterwards, cleaning things up, but not forcing anything, just keeping simple possession, letting everybody catch their breath.
Seam trying to go across the park to Flemings. Caden Pierre got there first. James once again able to keep it with the black and gold.
Showed a little bit of his pace as he pressured James there. You can see that if he gets a ball played into space, Bunbury's going to be very hard to catch.
Dean had a couple of runners in front of him, opted not to use either one. Outside of a couple of moments, Birmingham have been very calm and collected in possession so far this evening. On the hop to Dean. Kavita looking over the top. Flemings trying to box out Pierre. And great work in the end by Smith to keep it out for the moment. Lapa turns, Kasim. Kasim looking for a shooting lane. Arivo. Brett towards the back post. Flemings just over the top.
Junior Flemings did really well to dance in between the goalkeeper and the outside back. He just couldn't get his body positioning right to get over that ball. He knew it was coming. He did really well to get goal side of his man, but it was just too much to stretch and reach around and get over the ball.
Great idea from Nico Brett. Flemings almost got it and turned it on frame. Another scoring opportunity for Birmingham. Cisneros wins SKC2 a throw. Ryan James not a fan of the call. Halfway through our first 45 minutes from Birmingham. All Legion FC to this point. Much to the likely displeasure of any Louisville City fans that are watching. Cronali trying to hold off Zion Long, does so. Onto the second ball. Good pressure supplied by Jahan Rod. But Dean once again fighting hard to win it back. Kasim, Lapa. He and Brett not quite on the same page. And now an attacking opportunity developing for SKC2. Mushagalusa against Dean. Mushagalusa's shot is wide.
That's the danger that he presents. He loves to go at players 1v1. He gives the little dip of the left shoulder, cuts inside, and tries to bend it into the far post. He's got his angles just slightly wrong, but once he's running at you, he's very hard to stop.
Goal kick from Matt Van Oekel. Fanuel Kavita, who adjusted the knot on his boots. Fresh ball for Van Oekel as well. Fan since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is also the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Fifth minute here from Birmingham. Mike, we never really got a chance to look at our keys to the game at the opener. The scoring and action started so quickly. Started materializing in front of us, but obviously one of the keys you had for SKC2 is to be able to possess, and they haven't had much of it here in the early going.
Well, their center backs often get split apart. That's why we've got no splits there. And then possession, they need to keep the ball so that Legion can't run at them. If you're not good in defense, you want to keep the ball as much as you can. For Legion FC, attack, attack, attack a little more. We knew that that's what the game plan was going to be. And sure enough, they've gone at the Sporting KC team right from the opening whistle. So far, there's no question which team's game plan has been a little bit better.
2 goals inside of the first 18 minutes for Legion FC, but a set piece opportunity here for SKC2. It's Caden Pierre getting forward, won the free kick. Header Kuich and Isaiah LaFleur, both options to serve it in. It's going to be LaFleur's in-swinging ball that Matt Van Oekel takes on a hop.
Matt Van Oekel finally gets to touch the ball in the run of play. Everything else has been restarting play with a goal kick.
Mushagalusa. Worked by Zach Aravo defensively. Zach Aravo back in the starting 11 in the score sheet quickly today. He's looked good offensively and defensively so far through 27 minutes.
Zach Aravo, seems a little funny to say it, but I think he's a very underrated player. He's an international, plays for Haiti. He's big, he's athletic, he's quick, he's skillful, and he's shown today he can even be a goal scorer. He really is a very well-rounded player.
For Aravo, that's the second goal he scored for Birmingham Legion FC. The last goal that he scored was in Legion's first ever playoff match on the road at North Carolina back in 2019. Kavita able to win it off long. Aravo in a tight space, able to maintain possession.
One of the differences between these two teams, Sporting Kansas City 2, we're talking about the exciting young talent that they've got. Birmingham Legion, it's the experienced internationals that they've got on the field.
Aravo, the Haiti international, Junior Flemings, of course, started twice for Jamaica. The October window of CONCACAF World Cup qualification. Helped Jamaica get a much-needed 3 points to try to get their outs of the bottom of the octagonal standings, with another qualifying window coming up here in a few weeks.
Don't forget about Jaden Cervania, who plays internationally for Puerto Rico and scored his last time with them.
Likely see Cervania off the bench for Legion FC at some point today. Good individual defending by Dean, and he ushers it over the inline for a goal kick. gets it back down. Fans with sight set on home field advantage. El Paso Locomotive welcome an OKC Energy side. Looking to remain in the playoff hunt, it's El Paso and OKC tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central on ESPN Deportes. Bruno Lapa thought he might have won a whistle. Instead, referee allowed play to continue. Bulls camp under duress, can only find Pierre along the touchline, and that was lovely composure for the 18-year-old Caden Pierre.
Really well done.
Free kick for SKC2. Kavita complaining that Long was perhaps holding his shirt. Those two guys tied up just across the midway stripe.
One of the fun parts of this SKC2 team is that just when you start to think, well, they're so young, they can't compete when they're only 17 or 18, they show you a moment or two of composure, some patience. They show the pure skills that they've got. You realize that age isn't what this game is all about. It's simply, can you perform or not?
Kuwich looking over the top for Bunbury. Can Bunbury get there? Almost. Pretty good ball from Kuwich all the way across the park. One more look at it.
Great ball in behind. Bunbury just couldn't quite get there.
And James up to win it in the air. Flemings. Pierre able to take it off him. Kate Pierre has shown some good flashes so far the first half hour. Siadu trying to turn around Cisneros and does. Fleming's not quite able to get it through to Brett. Worked by Yankic to keep Brett off it in the end.
Flemings and Brett had tried to communicate on the last one and misunderstood each other. This time, they're looking for each other again.
Lapa, Brett, 3-0. Bruno Lapa and Nico Brett once more. And Legion's lead is 3, just over the half-hour mark. It happens so fast. This Legion FC attack firing on all cylinders so far this afternoon.
Well, it's all going Legion's way. The first goal comes off of a defensive header from an SKC player. This time the defender gets in the way but can't control it, ends up settling it perfectly. And Nico Brett's not going to miss from the 6 by himself with no goalkeeper in sight.
Tough break for Yankic. As you mentioned, cut off the pass initially, but in the end only slowed it down for Nico Brett's finishing touch. Making 18 goals this year for Nico Brett. And Birmingham Legion FC are wasting no time finding the back of the net so far on this Sunday.
Well, we said Legion were going to attack, and they have certainly done that. Finding the net 3 times in 30 minutes.
Legion were held scoreless the last time out. 0-0 draw against OKC Energy, just the 3rd time all season. Birmingham were kept out of the back of the net. Safe to say they came out with ambitions that certainly was not going to be the case today, as Junior Flemings was in an offside position.
Louisville City, you hate to see a game like this. Birmingham gets to put their top 11 on the field. Goals are flying in, confidence gets built.
That Birmingham Lou City contest looms large this upcoming Saturday. USL fans, that's the final day of the regular season this Saturday. Watch the drama unfold all evening long on ESPN Plus as the race for the USL Championship playoffs come to an end. Kavita under pressure. In In the end, nothing comes of it, but Mushagalusa and Long were both behind the defense. Had an opportunity to pull one back for SKC2. Now Johnny Dean is sprinting quickly the other direction. Pierre goes to ground, takes it off Flemings. Pierre looking for a little bit of help. Asiadu and Flemings ushering him towards the sideline. Pierre still able to keep it. But Long not able to get around Kavita.
That's the problem for this SKC2 team. Even when you beat one player, you do something nice. You've always got Alex Cronali and Funwell Kavita behind to just clean things up.
Kavita looking for his center back partner and finds him. Seam for Asiadu. Asiadu cuts it back against Cisneros. Flemings, a bit behind Kasim. Picked off in the end by LaFleur. Good work by Lapa to win it back, and now Kasim can turn with almost a little bit of space. Hot Rod took it off him. Less than 10 minutes to go till halftime. Sporting Kansas City 2 looking for a bit of a response after an early onslaught from this Legion attack. Another promising moment there for Caden Pierre. Kuich. Rod swings it out wide for Mushagalusa. Mushagalusa can't quite split defenders. Dean got him in the end. Kavita. Back to the way it goes to Matt Van Okel. Now Ryan James has a bit of space to work with. Flemings. Flemings tried to turn, able to get up with the ball anyway as Kuich came up a little bit worse for wear after the challenge. Kuich slow to get up, but favoring that right leg. SKC2 have already lost one midfielder to an early injury in Christian Duke. James. Asiadu. Asiadu trying to pick his pass, going all the way across the park, just a bit too far for the run of Dean.
SKC2 has dropped back into a really deep block. 10 of their 11 players in and around the edge of the 18-yard box. Legion did a nice job moving it side to side. Then Anderson Asiadu decided, well, let me see if I can just do it in one touch. It turns out this park's not wide enough for him.
Fans, we talked about the final day. It all comes down to the final day of the regular season. The drama unfolds all evening long on ESPN Plus as the race for the USL Championship playoffs come to an end. Action begins October 30th at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central on ESPN Plus. Good touch to get out of jail there from Kuich, who looks a little bit better after that tough challenge with Flemings. Cisneros tried to thread it through to Bunbury. Legion's defense was having none of that. One fullback to the other. James across the way to Dean. Kasim and Lapa joining the attack. James is as well. James first time. Lapa flicks it in. Flemings almost got there. Lapa puts it in! His second of the half, Legion's fourth inside 40 minutes. and the onslaught continues. The Forge has had quite a bit of work to do here in Birmingham in this first half.
Everything is going right for Birmingham Legion. Nice quick interplay. Then the ball just falls just so gently for Bruno Lapa, who taps it in with his left foot. 3 of the 4 goals have come off of assists from Sporting KC players.
Time it was Graham Smith who got a touch. Right back to Bruno Lapa, who slots it into the bottom corner. 4-0 Birmingham. Still 5+ minutes away from halftime. Long trying to get around Kavita, might have. Kavita held him down, and it's a yellow card shown to Fanuel Kavita. Brought to you by Rubio Law Firm.
Not a bad foul for him to take. You're up 4-0, you're beat. He's starting to run towards goal. You grab a shirt, you pull an arm, you make sure that he doesn't get to run past you and go get his team back in this match.
So Long wins SKC2 a free kick. The native of the Kansas City suburb of Olathe, making his 4th start for the side in blue today. Rod and LaFleur eyeing this set piece. Will it be served? Will it be shot? Will be served by Rod low, all the way across. It falls for Bunbury, saved by Van Oekel. What a huge play.
Matt Van Oekel is known for making that 1 or 2 big saves every match. Today he hadn't had a chance to really be involved at all. Very nice set piece. But Matt Van Oekel with the big save to keep it out.
Full appreciation for Van Oekel's effort from that angle. A corner swept away by Kasim.
Sporting KC has had 3 corners. They've served them all low. I think they do fear the big men from Birmingham Legion, who are so good in the air.
That goes as the 72nd save of the year for Matt Van Oekel. Top 10 in the USL Championship this year as the flag goes up against Zion Long. Free kick for Legion FC. Fans, don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest news involving Legion FC. Like any upcoming playoff game announcements, be sure to follow @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And download the Legion FC app today, available on both iOS and Android platforms. The Legion FC app and @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all the latest Legion FC news. As the regular season winds down and the playoffs come to town in a couple of weeks. Johnny Dean with a bit of space. Kasim out to his right. Kasim. Erivo. Back to the feet of Dean, whose initial touch was just a bit too heavy.
I think the pass surprised him just a little bit. He couldn't get his feet set to control that ball. Good work by Kavita, veteran play there in the fight with Long.
Lapa, back to Erivo and Kasim. Brett, one touch, just a bit too far. Kasim and Lapa were both making the same run.
Nico Brett having just a little too much fun trying the fancy flick over the defense. That time it didn't come off.
The things you can try when you have a 4-goal lead. Letting it Blake down below reporting 1 minute of stoppage time is closing this first half here in just a moment. Cisneros. Kuich tried to play it first time, didn't come off the way he intended. Kasim tried to go right down the middle for Lapa. Asidu. Able to take it off of Kuich. Goes to ground hard, takes out Cisneros. And the yellow card is out for Anderson Asidu as Cisneros looks to be in a bit of pain after that challenge. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. It's the second time a Legion player has gotten booked here in this first half. Hard to argue with the yellow card shown there, especially given Asidu's earlier challenge on Christian Duke.
I think that definitely played a role. Asidu won the ball with his lower leg, but he had his second leg raised, which was dangerous. And that's what the card is for.
17-year-old from Nebraska, Cisneros, is back to his feet. To be all right, and it is confirmed down below. Now 1 minute of stoppage time to close out this first half, brought to you by UAB Medicine. Graham Smith restarts play back to his goalkeeper, Polskamp. Goals scored by the Legion FC attack here in this first half. 2 belong to Bruno Lapa. 1 belongs to Zach Yarovo, the other Nico Brett. What has been built into a commanding advantage. At halftime, just a few moments away. We'll see how much time is left on Greg Dopka's watch here. Apparently not much at all. There's the halftime whistle. Both sides will head to the dressing rooms with Legion in firm control on top, 4-0 at the break. Let's send it downstairs where Lyndon Blake is standing by with Legion FC head coach Tom Sohn.
All right, Coach, 4 goals in the first half. What led to this strong attack today?
I mean, our guys were focused this week, and now what we have to do is we can't afford to take our foot off the gas and keep pushing it, because they're a young, aggressive team, and all it takes is one to get them back in it.
2 for Bruno, but 1 for Zach Yarovo, his first. He's been in the starting lineup a couple times recently. What have you seen out of him in training?
You know, it's everybody, but Zach's been really good, and he earned himself a start, and to be fair, it was probably his best start he's had.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks to head coach Tom Sohn for his time. No doubt pleased with his team's effort through 45 minutes. We sat down with Coach Sohn to get his thoughts on the bulk of the 2021 campaign with the playoffs right around the corner. That's coming your way at halftime, as well as our check around the USL Championship on the penultimate weekend of the regular season. 4-0 our score from Birmingham at the break. Legion FC on top. More from our coverage of USL Championship soccer comes your way right after this.
Our job is to keep your lights on. That's what you expect and deserve from Alabama Power. Our team works hard to prevent outages, but when they happen, we're on it. And we have some new tools to keep you informed. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see local outages and get repair time updates. Sign up to get personalized outage alerts by text or email for free. While we're out there getting your lights back on, we want you to have the latest information. That's our job, and we're grateful you trust us to serve you.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Welcome back here to our coverage of Birmingham Legion FC soccer, here with the head guy himself, head coach Tom Sohn, as we wrap up this 2021 regular season. Coach, does it feel like it's flown by, or does it feel like it's been kind of a grind?
Yeah, I think when you look back, you can't believe that it went so fast, but yet there's still a lot to do. You know, we set some expectations for ourselves, and we still have to finish off that part that we put on ourselves.
2020 was such a weird year, condensed schedule. We're playing really 4 or 5 teams really the entire year. 2021 very different in that sense, but besides those obvious differences, how has this year changed from last year?
Just having the full slate of games, you know, there's a lot more preparation and a lot more management of making sure that we're healthy through the stretch. And I feel like we're in a really good place. You know, we've managed that quite well, that we have a lot of options and everybody's pretty sharp. So it makes my job a little bit harder as far as selection. And we've been utilizing the subs a little bit more because guys are healthy and fresh, and it keeps everybody going.
And you've got a chance to win the Central Division now here as we close out 2021. Obviously that was on the goal list, but obviously hosting a home playoff game important as well. Now you've got a chance to perhaps host 2 playoff games should you make it that far. I know the team's got to be pleased with that. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you know, we want to build an excitement in the city of what playoff means, and it's a lot easier to watch it in your hometown and get behind the team. Because I think there's a lot of good soccer to come here, and being part of that for our spectators is going to be amazing.
Outside of that depth that you've talked about, are there anything like keys or any things that kind of carried you through this season that have kind of put you in that position in your mind?
Well, I think we've grown throughout the year, and we've taken our steps to do that. You know, we started really focusing our defensive shape. Then we focused a little bit more towards the attacking part, and now we've gone back to the defensive part, making sure that's clean, and you know, some of the offense you rely on the talent you have, but all in all we've kind of progressed the way we wanted to, and this is the time of year you want to get hot, and so far we've been there, but you know, there's constant reminders that it can fall off in any minute, and it's just about mentality now, making sure that we stay focused.
Is there anything you can do as a coach to kind of ensure that maybe your team is trying to peak at this time of year?
Well, I think we just keep grounded. You know, I don't think the highs you don't get too high, and the lows you don't get too low, and know that, you know, we're out to get as many points as we can to make sure we're hosting best we can, and we can't control who we play. All we can control is the points, and that's been our focus, and that's all we've talked about. Nothing really past that.
This time of year, it feels like everyone's super familiar with each other. Even the playoff matchups are going to be fairly grindy. Everyone's scouted up to this point. Everyone's seeing what everybody can do. Are there anything you can do to get around that? Any tweaks, or is it just, hey, our soccer's got to be better than theirs at the end of the day?
I mean, you come up with a game plan for everybody, but in the end, it's what you can do, and making sure that the 11 guys, and I'll actually go as deep as probably 15, 16, are all sharp on the day, and if they all have good days, you usually put yourself in a really good spot to win.
In the last 2 years, of course, your team's been in the playoffs, been in that playoff atmosphere, but now you're going to have a chance to experience that at home. I mean, how important is that?
It's huge. That was our goal, and we got there. Now can we exceed our goal, and that's the next level.
Yeah, closing out the regular season, playoffs coming to Birmingham here in the month of November. More from our coverage of Birmingham Legion FC soccer right after this. Thanks to head coach Tom Sohn for his time. We'll be right back.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Hey, y'all. Can we change up the chores?
Sorry. It's up to the wheel, man.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, change the channel back.
Sorry, it's up to the wheel.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Around it comes Fox. Solik got the backheel in. What a goal!
Luna is shot into the back goal. Kiramoto has won it for OKC Energy FC. Oh, that is a brilliant goal from the substitution.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Welcome back to our coverage of USL Championship Soccer. Birmingham Legion sporting Kansas City 2. So far through 45 minutes, it is all Birmingham Legion at the moment. We'll get a chance to look at some of the other scores across the USL Championship here on this penultimate weekend for regular season play, with the playoffs coming up here in just a little bit. Only one game in action right now. That's Tacoma and LA Galaxy 2. Los Dos trailing Tacoma 1-0 at the moment. A couple of finals from Saturday. Of course, Lou City took care of business against Memphis at home 3-1. And coming up a little bit later tonight, plenty of action out west. But also, should have mentioned FC Tulsa took care of business as well. Officially in the playoffs are the Oklahomans.
Yeah, an equally big game. FC Tulsa getting the job done against a team that traditionally has been towards the top of the table.
Tulsa and Memphis currently tied 44 points apiece with 2 games left. So still some sorting to do on who will be the 3 seed and the 4 seed in the Central. Birmingham Legion and Lou City, of course, will decide who's the 1 seed and the 2 seed out of the Central coming up this upcoming Saturday. Some news and notes across the USL Championship, plenty to get to. I mean, we're bearing down on the playoff race, and of course that means Dane Kelly is starting to find his form. Charlotte Independence have been one of the stories in the East across the second half.
Yeah, it's really 2 separate stories in one. Charlotte Independence have been one of the key teams that maybe has surprised some people. Dane Kelly, the all-time leading scorer in the league, showing that he's not done yet.
Yeah, Charlotte and Birmingham certainly could be a matchup we see in the playoffs, first or second week. Phoenix Rising, of course, keeping Coach Shantz around. No surprise there, as Phoenix are running away with the Pacific Division once again. And can't talk about the East without the prohibitive favorites in the East. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Sebastian Guenzati, Neil Collins. They continue to see Tampa Bay roll in the Atlantic Division. 68 points for the Rowdies with 1 game left. Here for Birmingham Legion, they sit on 60 points if this result holds, on top 4-0 right now as we look at our halftime stats presented by Chick-fil-A. And Mike, 3 shots and 1 on target. SKC really had that 1 scoring opportunity. The rest have belonged to Birmingham.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough halftime for Tommy Sohn. How do you tell your team that they've got to do better? They need to fix something. They need to step it up. You got to worry a little bit about complacency coming into the second half.
And we'll see what changes, if any, you make with that big game coming up on Saturday. Do you go to your substitutes to try to get you quite a few minutes here in the second half? Maybe something that remains to be seen for this Legion side coming out of the dressing room. We'll take a timeout. The second 45 minutes from the Magic City come your way right after this quick break.
Okay, at AT&T, everyone gets our best deals on all smartphones.
Let me break it down. You got your new customers.
They get our best deals. You got your existing customers, they also get our best deals. Everyone gets the deals.
Question. questions.
Got it. But why did you use a permanent marker?
Because I want to make sure you remember. I'm going to get a new whiteboard.
It's not complicated. Only AT&T gives new and existing customers the same great deals on all smartphones. Get up to $800 off our latest 5G smartphones.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to our coverage of USL Championship Soccer. Thanks for joining us, whether you're watching here in Alabama on My 68 or across the country on ESPN+. Blake Gardner, Mike Getman, Lyndon Blake, your crew here in Birmingham. 4-0 our scoreline through 45 minutes. And let's get a look at our first half highlights presented by Chick-fil-A. And Mike, the scoring started early for Legion FC.
And a little bit of controversy on this play because everybody thought Zach Ervo was offsides, but the ball was headed to him by a defender. You can't be offsides if the ball was played by an opponent. You see the header right there. Zach calmly hammers it home from about 3 yards out.
Second goal for Zach Ervo and Legion Black and Gold. Bit of a muted celebration initially, but the celebration was on after the referees changed their minds. Just a few short moments later, that got Legion operated on the front foot early. Bruno Lapa quickly doubled the advantage.
Really well hit ball off the half volley. Bruno Lapa is so deadly in and around the box.
Lapa scored for the first time tonight in the 18th minute. A great finish that beat Poolskamp to the top corner. That made it 2-0 Birmingham at the time. And the hits just kept on coming for Legion FC. Lapa this time setting up his teammate Nico Brett.
Well, again, the ball comes off the defender. You thought the play had been stopped. It ends up on a platter for Nico Brett, and he's not going to miss from there.
Brett made it 3-0 just outside the half-hour mark. 31st minute, officially the 18th goal of the year for Nico Brett. And then Bruno Lapa ended up adding a fourth just 8 minutes later. As Birmingham were in full command, full control. And Legion FC, before we get the second half started, appeared to have made a change, as has SKC2. In fact, SKC2 have made multiple changes before the second half gets going. First, Birmingham have brought off Anderson Asiadu, replaced him with Thomas Van Kazeel as our second half gets underway. And we'll discuss the rest of the changes here in just a moment.
Well, Anderson Asiadu was in on a couple of hard tackles, got a yellow card. I think they want to protect him and make sure they have him for the next match. Thomas Van Kazeel has been so good all season long. You're not worried about giving him a couple of moments to get his touch and confidence back.
That ended up going wide of the face of goal. Roger Smith, one of the fresh changes for SKC2. Maybe got a little bit of help from the turf in front of him, but almost took advantage of an early opportunity.
Well, they watered the field during halftime. Players like to have the ball skipping quickly along the wet grass. That time it hit a little bit of a puddle and just stopped.
So a chance for SKC2 straight out of the dressing room. Nothing comes of it in the end. But Roger Smith is on. The 24-year-old who played his college soccer in Michigan, one of the changes at halftime, along with Jamil Roberts, who is on as well for the visitors. So 3 changes in total now for SKC2 after Christian Duke had to be replaced after just 18 minutes by Jahan Rod. Legion have added Thomas Van Kaziel to the mix, and they've also taken off Fanuel Kavita and replaced him with Ben Ofemu. Ofemu's touch right here before he sends it deep and out of play. Throw in for SKC2. Probably not coincidentally there, Mike. Anderson Asidu led Legion FC in minutes played coming into the day. He comes off early. Fanuel Kavita third on the team in minutes played so far this year. He comes off early as well.
My guess is that the next two are probably Johnny Dean and Mikey Lopez. Of course, Mikey Lopez already getting a rest today. But those guys have been the Iron Men for this team. They've played so many minutes across 30 games. It's not surprising that Coach Sung takes the opportunity to give them a little bit of rest.
Seam goes all the way back to Matt Van Oekel. 25th start this year for Van Oekel, looking for his 9th clean sheet. That would move him into the top 3 in that category in the USL this year. Kaziel goes back to the young center back. Ben Ofemu, just 20 years old, the Michigan native, comes off the bench for the 4th time this season. His 15th appearance in his first year in Birmingham. Caden Pierre pushing forward. Down the line for Mushagalusa, who's able to keep it in play. Mushagalusa's cross, caught by Van Oekel.
Mushagalusa is a right-footed player. He typically plays on the left wing where he can cut inside and go to goal. They've pushed him to the right where maybe he can get behind the defense and serve balls for his teammates rushing on.
Seam brings it down. Might have gotten away with a bit of a stiff arm there on the floor. Looking into the run of Junior Flemings. Can Flemings run it down? Not quite.
You can see Junior Flemings going through the gears. Just couldn't quite get to that one as it skipped out of bounds.
See if Junior Flemings is one of the men that gets subbed off as well in this contest. He hasn't played a ton of minutes with Birmingham Legion of late, but he did play quite a bit for Jamaica in the last World Cup qualifying window. As Dean goes through the back of a Sporting Kansas City man. Free kick given as Jamil Roberts is spilled. Jamil Roberts, a goal scorer last time these two teams matched up in Birmingham. And Roberts trying to get behind Dean here. Mushagalusa couldn't find a way around Van Kaziel. Up top, Cisneros has a bit of space. Trying to carve out a shooting lane, instead plays it across. Pierre. Pierre cuts it inside. Still Caden Pierre. Shots blocked by Ofemu.
Good scoring chance for Sporting KC. Put together some nice passes, a couple of quick moves. Shot was blocked, but it was a good look.
Good job by Cisneros to slow up Junior Flemings and halt any counter-attacking opportunities there for Birmingham. Minutes into our second half. Both sides have gone to the bench, made a couple of changes. Nice turn by Kasim, couldn't quite keep it or get it through to Brett. The floor over the top. Jamil Roberts is in an onside position, trying to get around Dean. Dean sprinting all the way back to win his side a goal kick. How about the pace from Dean?
It was a great pass. And Johnny Dean just said, no, I will put it into high gear and this one's mine. He had just exploded to that ball.
Looked like Roberts initially was going to win the foot race. Johnny Dean, one of the fastest players in the USL, able to sprint back and get it out of play.
Made up 5 yards in just about 10 yards of space. Really impressive from Johnny Dean.
Good sprint there from Roberts as well, the man who came on to replace Bunbury. Zion Long was the other man that came off for Roger Smith. Ushikalusa spent most of his time on the left wing in the first half, has relocated to the right side here to start the second with the inclusion of Roberts. Roberts with the flick, LaFleur. Blast off of him, throw in for Legion FC. Kezio, Kasim, over the top, Flemings. Pulskamp stays back, Flemings gets there, Flemings cuts it inside, Flemings, can he make it 5? Not quite.
Pulskamp very lucky. Should have come for that ball as it was played over the top. He hesitated. Once he did that, Junior Flemings had him beat. Somehow he beat 3 different defenders, but put this wide of the net.
Like it might have taken a bit of a deflection off Caden Pierre going wide.
It does look like Caden Pierre got a little brush on it, maybe with his knee right there, shin. Referee didn't see it, it'll be a goal kick.
Flemings looked like he was gonna find the back of the net there, not quite in the end. But he's certainly been a busy man this fall with World Cup qualifying starting up. For more on Junior Flemings, I'll send it downstairs to the 3rd member of our crew. That's Lyndon Blake. Lyndon? See if we can get Lyndon back here in just a little bit. Lapa push to the ground, free kick given as Graham Smith tried to go through the back of him.
I think Legion are going to want to work hard to find Junior Flemings a goal in this match. He's gotten a lot of international minutes, but he hasn't played recently, played a lot of minutes recently for Legion FC. Getting him a goal and back into the flow of things here would be helpful for them.
Flemings with the touch and the turn to find Lapa. Gets it right back, Kasim. Kasim's got acres of space, surveys his options. Flemings couldn't redirect it goalward. Red able to keep it down here. Kasim, Lapa made the run. Lapa tried to center it. Flemings was waiting. Couldn't quite get it to him in the end, but a corner kick coming, the first of the day for Legion FC, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Both Lapa and Kasim played some really nice balls towards Junior Flemings. He's standing on the penalty spot with his arms on his hips, just frustrated with himself, but they're clearly looking for him, trying to get him that goal.
Lapa serves it in, doesn't clear the first defender in the end. Dean back out to Lapa. Dean. Lapa. Good service. Brett just over the bar.
Just over the bar is right. That was just a few inches high. I thought it might dip down.
SKC wastes no time restarting play. Nico Brett, Junior Flemings, both have been awfully dangerous to start this second half. Brett trying to find Flemings to no avail this time. But Linda, we were talking earlier up here about how busy Junior Flemings
So guys,
been.
Alex Cronali has been money for the Legion all season, or should I say crypto? I say that because he's the first USL player to take a percentage of his salary in cryptocurrency. He took it in Bitcoin, and I don't know about you guys, but I've tried to dabble in this new crypto world, and it's pretty complicated, but it's the kind of the currency of the future, so it's really cool to see Alex using his brain, getting involved, and doing something no other USL player has done before, and that's get paid in Bitcoin. 15% of his salary in that crypto.
Thanks, Lyndon. Ryan James late arriving, side netting.
Yeah, outside netting. Some of the fans thought that was the inside of the goal, but it hit the outside of the net.
Not a bad look there for James. Struck it well, just not on frame in the end. And it looked like Pulskamp had the post covered. Mike, you're getting paid in crypto as well, right?
Well, I don't think so. I'll have to check my account just in case.
I had you as a big Ethereum guy. I wasn't sure. Just needed to check.
As soon as someone explains to me what that means, I'll check my account.
Well, Linda was right. Legion's defense has been money over the last 600 minutes. They've conceded just 3 times, I believe. Big reason why they were unbeaten over their last 8 coming into the day. Look poised to make it 9 straight unbeaten. Lapa is bulldozed once again by Graham Smith. Birmingham look like they're prepping a couple more changes down below. Fleming's over the top off the restart. Smith beat him there. Fleming's almost got in front of him.
That was some really good defending from Jankic. Did well to just hold Junior Fleming's off so he couldn't reach that ball.
Great first touch from Roberts on this end. LaFleur cuts it inside. He's got a bit of space. LaFleur searching for a shooting lane. Rod instead. Roberts continues to supply the width. Got the cross away. Matt Van Okel, an easy catch in the end.
Roberts has certainly been involved since coming on. He's had a lot of touches, a couple of crosses. He's made a match of it out wide here against Johnny Dean.
And Kaziel turns, has plenty of space. Fleming's trying to make the run off the last defender. Fleming's is behind the defense. Flag stays down. Fleming's couldn't quite squeeze it off his foot. The referee points to the corner flag.
Junior Fleming's had positioning. He had the foot race won. He thought he was just going to tap it in the corner. But all of the defenders working so hard to get back. That time I do think it was Graham Smith that just got a toe poke on it to push it wide of the goal.
Chick-fil-A corner kick is taken short. Kassim's service is sent away by Roger Smith. Approaching the hour mark here in Birmingham. Four goals for Birmingham in the first half. Neither side has struck yet in the second. But there have been chances at either end. It feels like we're going to have more than 4 total goals by the time we end the night, one way or another.
I'm sure Sporting Kansas City talked about making things a little more solid, try to slow this game down, get our foot on the ball. Let's not just make it a sprint fest up and down the field. They've done a pretty good job of that here in the second half. They were down 2-0 after 15 minutes in the first half. So I think their coaching staff will be a little more pleased the way they've begun the second half.
Lovely first touch by Aravo to bring that out of the sky. Kassim finds Lapa and plenty of space in the central part of the park. Ryan James bombing forward to his left. James, oh, what a spin. Spin cycle from James finds Brett. Brett couldn't quite connect with Kassim in the end. Man down behind the play, referee plays advantage. Roger Smith splits defenders to find Mushagalusa. Benafemu with the intervention.
Benafemu is a player who started the first couple of games this season for Legion, then kind of disappeared from the lineup for a while. It's good to see him back on the field getting some minutes.
The man that started his career with Bethlehem Steel and then became Philadelphia Union 2. Actually started against Birmingham in Legion FC's first ever match as a franchise back a few years ago. It's Jaden Cervania who is prepping and ready to come on for Legion FC at the next stoppage.
It has to be Nico Brett they're going to take off. You got to protect your leading goal scorer at this point. He's got 18 goals. He doesn't need more. You want to make sure he's both fresh and healthy as he head into the last game of the season with the title on the line.
Mushagalusa able to get around Van Kaziel. Can he get around to Femu? Trying to. Got it back out wide. The service driven across. Almost reached Smith.
SKC2 has certainly been much more dangerous this second half than they were in the first.
How about that ball from Gassim to find Nico Brett across the park. Jaden Serenia's been waiting for quite some time to enter this game. Hadn't been a stoppage for quite a few moments now. Lapa and Aravo play 1-2. Brett couldn't quite get his boot on it. James takes it off Mushagalusa. All the way back it goes to the keeper, John Polskamp. Ollie with the interception, Lapa. Birmingham, cool, collected in possession at the moment. Brett might have used his hand there, and he did, says the official. Free kick given. And a yellow card is out for, I believe, Zach Aravo for a play that happened a good 3 minutes ago.
I thought at first he was going to give that card to Nico Brett, and I couldn't figure out what for. It was clearly a handball, but nothing that you'd give a card for, but that makes a whole lot more sense as Nico Brett comes off and Jaden Servania comes on.
As you predicted, that is the change. Jaden Servania, the 20-year-old, replaces the goal scorer Nico Brett. And Brett gets a nice round of applause from the crowd here in Birmingham. Servania on Fantasy USL's elite pre-professional platform is the USL Academy. It allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Fitting read for Jaden Servania, the first Academy signing in Legion FC history, making his 28th appearance this year for Birmingham. Seems touch a bit too heavy. Kuich. Mushagalusa, edge of the area. Got the shot away, blocked out by Ofemu. And a corner coming here for SKC2.
Matt Van Okel yelling at some of his teammates. Doesn't like that they didn't work hard to get back and defend. He wants that clean sheet. It's the donuts that go with that clean sheet that he wants. It's been a tradition of this Legion FC team. Every time they shut out an opponent, there's a box of donuts waiting in the locker room.
He's done that 8 times this year, trying to make it 9. As Gassim sends away the service. O.J. Smith trying to turn against Gassim. Finds Cisneros. Kuich. Push backwards. Now SKC2 can regain their shape. A little less than 25 minutes to go tonight from Birmingham. Absolutely perfect evening for soccer here in Birmingham. 70-ish degrees. As the offside flag was up against Smith, coming back into an onside position. SKC2 picking up the pressure. Birmingham's back line able to work around it for now.
When you're down 4-0 at the half, you know you're not going to win the game. But at halftime, I'm sure the coaches talked about let's win the first 15 minutes, then let's win the rest of the half. you take it in pieces, you try to improve the performance, you build a little confidence from the result you get in the second half. So far, Sporting KC has played with more energy, a little bit more composure. And I would think their coaching staff much more pleased with the second half than what they saw at the beginning.
Fleming's able to turn with the ball. Pass just a bit behind Lapa. Now Cisneros trying to start the break the other way. All the way back it goes to Polskamp. Fans can't watch the match. Turn on Sirius XM FC channel 157. North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access. With Mike Watson, Devin Kerr. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Plus, you can hear live action for the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM, channel 157, and the SXM app. Jaden Cervania, the Puerto Rican international. Couldn't quite connect with Flemings. Trying to find Pierre, instead split Pierre and Mushagalusa on that side. Birmingham 22 plus minutes away from closing out their 18th win of the year, extending their unbeaten run to 9 straight, and ensuring a win or a draw would see them as Central Division champions. Their final matchup of the regular season against Louisville City, awaiting this upcoming Saturday. Flag up against Prosper Kassim. He was offside. SKC2 were hoping to turn around their losing streak today. That does not appear to be what is going to happen at the moment. After a tough start for the visitors on the road. Getting punched straight away. Plenty of space for Roger Smith. 1v1 against Alex Cronali. Smith got the cross away. James, under composure, chested back to his keeper, Matt Van Okel.
I think the task for SKC2 was just a little bit too big today, trying to win a match with 6 teenagers on the field against a team that's playing as well as Legion have been playing for the last couple of months. But they can see the improvement from half to half.
Dean into the area, Flemings. Flemings turns, Flemings got his goal! 5-0 Birmingham. And all the goal scorers getting in on the action today.
You could tell these Legion players wanted to get the goal for Junior Flemings. They passed him the ball so many times. Had one shot just wide, one shot blocked. But there was no mistaking on this one. He finds the backside netting.
Took a bit of a deflection on the way through, but Junior Flemings finds the side of the net. Make it a half dozen goals in black and gold for Junior Flemings to make it 5-0 Legion FC over SKC2 with still 20 minutes to go. And after the goal, Legion went ahead and made a change. Johnny Dean off, and another Alabama native, Jake Roof, on. Jamil Roberts trying to make the run in behind Roof, who just came onto the field. Roberts got the cross away, but nobody was home. Roof, not quick to concede a throw, instead finds only the feet of Rod. Roberts, another cross, this time sent away by Alex Cronali.
Jake Roof might have done a little better to just let that ball go out for the throw rather than serve it back into play.
Here's Shigalusa right at Matt Van Okel. Lyndon Blake down below. We were talking about Junior Flemings earlier. He finds the score sheet for more on Flemings. Lyndon Blake is standing by.
I mean, Junior has to score tonight because he has some friends from his home country of Jamaica in town. We heard them kind of talk with them pre-game. So what a perfect opportunity after he rejoined the Legion after being on an international. Now he's been a busy guy. He was in the starting 11 for the last matches, Canada and against Honduras, where Jamaica got the win. The next game for him would be November 12th against El Salvador, just 5 days after that November 7th home playoff match. Playing a lot of, he has some fresh luck and adding to the Legion's large lead. Guys.
Thanks, Lyndon. Yeah, as we talked about, it's going to be, it has been already a busy start to fall for Junior Flemings, and it will continue to be with another World Cup qualifying window coming up here in just a couple of short weeks. Good to see Junior Flemings find the score sheets. His goal makes it 5-0 Legion FC here in the 73rd minute as Jaden Cervania clatters in to a man. Free kick given as Jahan Rod is down. And it'll give Legion FC a chance to make one more change. Eli Crognali is coming on. And Zach Irivo is coming off.
Tommy Sohn having some difficult choices, trying to figure out which players he can give a rest to. He's taken off Zach Irivo, who's worked incredibly hard, running a lot of miles this game. Leaves Bruno Lapa on. I think that's because they want Bruno to continue to work on his fitness, which maybe not where they want it based on the long injury layoff he had. He started the last few games, but maybe not quite at 100% fitness, so you leave him on, take Zach Irivo off.
Lapa missed 11 games midway through the year with that sports hernia injury. He's played 9 times since, including today, 5 starts, but had yet to play a full 90 minutes. He played 78 last weekend at OKC. Trying to make it a full 90 here this evening against SKC too, and he's chopped down as we're talking about. Sorry, Bruno. Petr Kuic making sure Lapa's okay. Good sportsmanship there from the Croatian.
There have been some hard fouls on both sides tonight, but none of them appear to be in anger. Each time it's just a player getting beat to the ball and trying to play hard, but maybe being a little bit late.
Fans, Birmingham Legion FC entrusts the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine Team, and you should as well. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help get you back to your active lifestyle. Flemings trying to hold off Smith and eventually gets the whistle.
Really nice touch from Junior Flemings. Under pressure, man on his back, receives it with the sole of his foot so he can keep it tight. Very clever touch.
First touch for Eli Crognali since coming up. 3 substitutes combined there, Ofemu, Crognali, and Thomas Venkezil. And a 4th in Roof. Less than a quarter hour to go tonight from Birmingham. Legion FC 14 plus minutes away from making it 4 matchups and 4 wins over SKC2. This one in rather commanding fashion. As James wins it back. Lapa leaves it for Flemings for Kasim. 6. A half dozen for Legion FC. Prosper Kasim gets in on the action.
People may not notice, Junior Flemings had every right to take that ball and go for goal, but he saw Prosper Kasim, left it for him, wanted his teammate to get the goal. Prosper steps up with that magic left foot and passes it home. But Junior Flemings, that ball was intended for him. I was sure he was going to take it and try and turn. Instead, very unselfishly leaves it for his teammate.
One more look at it here. It all starts with Ryan James. There you talk about the lead from Flemings.
absolutely was planning to spin with the right and hammer it on goal. Saw out of his eye his teammate coming in and said, nope, this one's yours.
Lovely team play from Legion FC. Their second of the half, their 6th of the night. 5th goal of the year for Prosper Kassim, making 8 goals over the last 2 and 15 in his time in Birmingham. Legion FC have extended their lead to a half dozen.
The only thing left for Legion is the shutout. Matt Van Okel in goal is going to be screaming at his teammates, trying to keep them organized, keep them working. There's no question who's going to win the match. It's just a question of do you get the donuts or not.
I was going to say, too, at a certain point, when do you start saying, hey, guys, maybe can we save some of these goals for that match on Saturday? As SKC2 are going to make a double change at this stoppage. Michael Lennis is the first coming on for Caden Pierre, who's worked quite a bit from his right fullback position. And the second change is Danny Gutierrez, the 17-year-old from Oklahoma, will come on and replace Ozzy Cisneros.
You got to feel a little bit for these guys. They worked really hard in the second half. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. It was working. A little bit of experience, just maybe too much for all these teenagers.
Eli Crognale all the way across the park finds Jaden Cervania. Cervania chops it inside. Surveys and finds Van Keziel, who takes it first time. It takes a deflection just wide. Last touched by a man in blue. And a corner is coming, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
That looked like it just might find the corner of the net. Everything's going Legion way. Good strike from Van Keziel.
Bruno Lapa once again from the near flag. Looking towards the back post. Fleming's almost got a foot to it. Now the final clearance provided by Gutierrez, who's making just his 2nd appearance ever in the USL Championship. 17-year-old SKC Academy product. Good touch from him there. Lovely switch, finds Isaiah LaFleur plenty of space. Minnesota native. Has a pair of Crognales to deal with, can't get around the eldest one. Back out it comes to LaFleur. Driven service, Roger Smith couldn't quite get there. Roberts did, his shot blocked by James.
He took too many touches. Roberts has been the danger man this second half, but he needed to hit that ball first touch. He took an extra touch and the defenders closed him down.
Shigalusa for Rod. Rod's shot is partially blocked and an easy catch for Matt Van Okel.
Just a moment, it looked like that shutout might be gone.
Lovely first touch, Junior Fleming's around his man. Fleming's racing goalward, still Fleming's. Lapa made the run, and it was deflected by Pulskamp.
Both teams are playing wide open. This is now end to end. The result of the match is not in doubt. Both teams just want to attack. Both sets of players want to show what they can do with the ball.
Crowd's still thirsty for more. This is a Legion FC record for goals in a game, 6. The crowd down below us sounds like they want a 7.
Well, there's still 10 minutes plus stoppage time. I won't be surprised. There's certainly going to be more chances at both ends.
Fans, don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, like any upcoming playoff game announcements. Be sure to follow @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and download the Legion FC app. Home for all things Legion FC. coming up at the conclusion of this match. Go over to @BHM Legion on Twitter and vote for who you think earned Man of the Match honors tonight. Let your voice be heard. Who you think is Man of the Match. There are certainly going to be plenty of options to choose from. I think Twitter polls only allow you 4 options, so good luck to the admin on deciding who those 4 are. As Roberts' shot from distance is eaten up by Van Oekel. I think Bruno Lapa has to be nominated. Nico Brett. Probably going to throw Junior Flemings in there. Zach Aravo certainly is going to factor. That's 4. I feel like I've left some people out, but
well, the goalkeepers out there in the world certainly would vote for the man who made just 1 or 2 key saves, but maybe has his 9th shutout of the season, Matt Van Oekel.
Holzkamp is going to beat Flemings to that pass over the top. And Petr Kuic is down for SKC2. He took a knock earlier in the first half, but was able to continue. This time, though, it appears he's going to need medical attention.
Looks like he's holding his ankle or fiddling with his foot. Maybe he just got stepped on.
So a bit of a water break for players on the field. So we've reached the closing moments of this contest. Legion FC fans, Legion's next home game is the final day of the regular season, Saturday, October 30th at 6:30 Central Time against Louisville City FC. Winner of the match clinches first place in the USL Central Division, so you will not want to miss it. Get your tickets today at bhmlegion.com/tickets or the Legion FC app.
Really is going to be a fun night. You've got 2 great teams going at it. You've got the Central Division title on the line. How often do you get to watch a game with a title on the line between 2 very high quality teams?
The only division matchup, division title I should say, on the line on the final day of the regular season. Phoenix has already clinched the Pacific. El Paso has already clinched the Mountain. Tampa Bay Rowdies running away with the Atlantic, but the Central still to be decided. And it will be decided here in Birmingham this upcoming Saturday. Something Legion FC have been building towards. They've made the playoffs each of their first 2 years as a franchise, but had to play all those key games on the road. Now they get to play for a division crown at home. They get to play the first round of the playoffs at home. And if they win on Saturday, they could play the second round of the playoffs at home as well. That is what hangs in the balance. Prosper Kassim once more. Trying to cut it back inside, instead taken off his foot by Yankic. A little more than 5 minutes to go tonight. Legion on top 6-0 as Jake Roof controls. Trying to get Flemings behind the defense once more. Flemings dancing, turning. Showing off the footwork, unable to get it out of the tight space in the end.
He really is a defender's nightmare. Those quick feet, soft touch.
Ofemu. Still Benofemu pushing forward from his center back slot. Cervania trying to get the cross away and maintain possession. He does one of those things, and he wins Legion FC a free kick. And our first card is shown to a man in blue tonight. As Michael Lennis is booked. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. A Birmingham Freightliner free kick coming here in the 86th minute.
Maybe a little bit of frustration coming out there. 6 goals, Legion are still going at them.
Magic City Brigade chanting for the extra points. This is football country down here. Legion FC have scored a touchdown. It's 6-0. Lapa to the back post. Polskamp didn't quite get there, but it was cleared away by Smith in the end. Another moment of bother. Close to the mouth of goal there for SKC2. Roof served it back to the feet of Lapa. His shot blocked. James has it collected by Polskamp at the end. Well, it's 6-0 Birmingham here in the Magic City. And Linden caught up with J.J. Williams earlier this week. Said Legion FC are trying to play like this down the stretch of the year. Safe to say they are playing about as good as they can at the moment.
J.J. told pre-match that Legion's playing their best soccer of the season at just the right time. And with 6 goals, the most in club history, how can you really even argue off? Push that goal.
Thanks, Linden. J.J. Williams not featuring today, but definitely is going to feature for Legion FC in their upcoming fixtures against Lou City and then the playoffs coming up. But it's hard to argue with 9 straight unbeaten for Legion FC at the time where you want to be peaking. With the playoffs just around the corner. Roberts trying to get around Roof, only finds the waiting gloves of Matt Van Oekel, who is not letting this clean sheet die to this point with 2 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Dangerous pass, Eli Crognale. RJ Smith almost picked it off and would have been heading goalward in a hurry.
Legion trying to just manage the match, take some time off the clock, move the ball, force Sporting KC to make a choice. You want to come and press us, or do you want to just let the clock run out?
It's been a busy evening for Legion FC in attack. 4 goals in the first half, 2 more here in the second. And it's come from 5 different goal scorers. Kasim, Aravo, Lapa, Bretts, and Flemings. As we enter the 90th minute tonight, we'll see if our referee Greg Dopka tacks on any stoppage time to close out the night.
Surprised if it's much. He knows both these teams are happy to just get off the field as quick as they can.
Fleming's taken out, free kick given. Eli Crognale wastes no time putting it back in play. Well, the last time Birmingham lost, we have to go all the way back to August, the 22nd in Oklahoma against FC Tulsa. Since then, they have been unblemished. And they'll continue that form when the final whistle blows tonight. Lapa, Flemings trying to turn. Flemings goalward, sent away from the line in the end. Junior Flemings almost tacked on a 7th. Mushagalusa sprinting back the other way. 2 minutes of stoppage time to close out the night, brought to you by UAB Medicine. Rod whips it out to Roberts. Kuich wants to tee it up from distance, doesn't challenge Van Oekel in the end.
Sporting KC still trying, putting out the effort to find that 1 goal to ruin the perfect night for Legion.
Seam trying to turn, held back by Rod. As we enter the final minute of the contest here from Birmingham. Legion FC have been a team that has been very good at home this year. They're about to wrap up their 10th win of the season here in their home state of Alabama. Polskamp under duress, got it away to Kuich. James cuts it out. And Kaziel locked up with Kuich, free kick given. Plenty of positives tonight for Birmingham. Bruno Lapa goes a full 90 and scores. 5 different goal scorers get in on the act. Nick Mushagalusa trying to get one back for SKC2. Smith against James. Smith shot high and wide.
I think that's going to be the end of the chances for Sporting KC. They have created some in the second half. More than enough chances to get a goal, but very few of them found the target.
6 goals for Legion FC tonight, and in commanding fashion, they extend their unbeaten run, and they'll play for a Central Division title on Saturday against Lou City. What a performance from Birmingham as the final whistle blows. Ascended downstairs where Lyndon Blake is standing by with head coach Tom Sohn. Lyndon.
Coach, a 6-0 win, the most goals scored in club history here tonight, an incredible milestone. How was your team able to get it done?
Well, like I said, we've been focused on just getting the next 3 points wherever they come, and I think it showed because everybody that came in impacted the game, and the level never dropped, and that we have to carry that on to the next one.
A lot of what's at stake, I guess you could say, with this game and the last home match with placing in the Central Division. How did you kind of keep the guys focused and let them rise to the occasion, especially with a home playoff match already locked up?
You know, we set goals early, and getting a home game to take first place, you can't ask for more than that against Louisville. So we'll move on quick from this one and make sure we're focused for the next one.
Why do you think your team is peaking at the right time this season?
You know, there's a lot of factors, but overall our depth, everybody challenges each other every day in training, and I had the luxury of watching yesterday's training, and I knew today was going to be a good day. Everybody's pushing each other.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks.
Head coach Tom Sohn, no doubt very pleased with his team's performance today at home. 6-0 Birmingham Legion over Sporting Kansas City 2. The 4th win for Birmingham against SKC2 this year. We'll take a timeout and wrap up our coverage of USL Championship Soccer right after this.
Our job is to keep your lights on. That's what you expect and deserve from Alabama Power. Our team works hard to prevent outages, but when they happen, we're on it. And we have some new tools to keep you informed. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see local outages and get repair time updates. Sign up to get personalized outage alerts by text or email for free. While we're out there getting your lights back on, we want you to have the latest information. That's our job, and we're grateful you trust us to serve you.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Welcome back to more coverage of USL Championship Soccer. Man, what a gorgeous night. Gorgeous sunset here in the Magic City. And for at least one side, it was a beautiful night. Birmingham Legion FC pour in 6 goals in a 6-0 win over Sporting Kansas City 2. Time to look at our Trey Luna save of the game tonight. Mike, there were a couple of choices to choose from, but this stop for Matt Van Oekel in the first half was one of his best.
Really good save, big time quickness to get to his right, push it wide.
And that his best stop of the night, and one of the reasons he earned his 9th clean sheet of the year, which pushes him into the top 3 in all the USL Championships so far in 2021. Great stop for Matt Van Oekel, our Trey Luna save of the game. Our play of the game brought to you by Fruitables. Man, I don't know how you can narrow it down. There were quite a few goals, a few defensive efforts as well. Bruno Lapa certainly involved in quite a few of those efforts. It's kind of like when we were talking about narrowing down our man of the match, but this, our Fruitables play of the game. How about that strike from Bruno Lapa?
That was a top quality strike from Bruno Lapa. Off the half volley, hammers it home. Keeper got a fingertip to it, but no way he was keeping that out of the net.
Bruno Lapa was involved all night long for Legion FC, found the back of the net. Again, he is rounding into full fitness and excellent form. A welcome sight for Legion FC fans as we look at our final match stats from a busy night in Birmingham. We talked about it in the first half. Legion had more of the ball. They had more of the quality opportunities. That settled down a little bit in the second half, but still, Birmingham able to tack on 2 more.
Well, they win the battle in every single category. You can't find a phase of the game where Legion didn't succeed. They kept possession, they got shots on goal, and they found the back of the net 6 times.
6 goals for Legion FC, a club record. And they get that clean sheet as well, which I'm sure the defense is going to be excited about. Those are the kind of vibes you want heading into your final match of the regular season. SKC2 closing out their regular season next weekend as well, as Sporting Kansas City 2 have one more road trip, and it's their longest one of the year, I believe, all the way to the California coast to take on Oakland Roots as they try to end their 2021 campaign on a high note. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion FC, the Central Division crown on the line on Saturday.
Yeah, you play all year with the hope of winning a title. It comes down to one game. You can be Central Division champions. It'll be an exciting match. 2 great teams going at it.
6:30 Central Time start on ESPN Plus and here in Alabama on My 68. And of course, for tickets, bhmlegion.com/tickets or the Birmingham Legion FC app. That'll do it for our coverage of USL Championship Soccer. What a soccer Sunday we had in the Magic City. The scoring started early for Birmingham Legion. They did not let up, and they're back in first place for now in the Central Division, playing for a Central Division title when we see you again on Saturday night. For Mike Kevin, Lyndon Blake, and our entire crew, so long from Birmingham, Alabama. We will talk to you next weekend for the final weekend of the USL Championship regular season this upcoming Saturday. Until then, have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk to you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.